What's up guys, it's Trevor with Embers. Today we got another top 5. Today's a fun one. Top 5 pellet smokers. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let's go. Okay, pellet smokers are pretty overwhelming. The reason they're super overwhelming is because there is a lot of pellet smokers on the market. I'm gonna beat you guys to the punch. I know you guys are gonna try to obliterate me because stuff's missing out of here. I know, I literally cannot get my hands on every single pellet smoker. We have like the Louisiana, we have the Rectech, we have the Yoders, we have the Twin Eagles one, which is super nice. None of these are in this video. I've inquired with a lot of these brands. Some of them have absolutely no interest in working with me. Twin Eagles definitely being one of them. I've reached out several times to Rectech with no interest, and those are the main two that, oh, and Yoder. They don't know who I am because I'm not a big deal. And that's, that's the truth. But anyways, they have no interest in trying to partner with us for any sort of video. And I don't mean partner, but you know, helping us out by, you know, sending us a demo unit or something so we can review it. And I just can't buy full retail every single pellet smoker out there to bring them into our store and try to review them. So that's a long-winded version of letting you know, I know those brands aren't in here. I know they're good pellet smokers. Out of what I can get my hands on currently, this is the current top 5 because there's hundreds of pellet smokers out there. These are the top 5 that I personally work with and have gotten my hands on and I really enjoy. All right, also if you're in the Denver, Colorado area, come to our showroom today, check out these products for yourself, subscribe to our channel, smash all the like buttons, follow us on TikTok, do all the stuff. Last order of business before we talk pellet smokers, Mocha 3s, Air Jordan 3s today. They're getting a little dirty. I got to try to keep them crispy. So I'm gonna break them out a little more sparingly. All right, should we get to number 5? Which way am I going? Which way is number 5? All right, let's go. Coming in at number 5, we have the Traeger Ironwood series. Okay, what do we like about the Traeger Ironwood? Well, out of the Pro series, there's sort of 3 tiers. They have the Pro series, which is their good, the Ironwood, which is better, and then the old Timberline, which was best. Out of those 3, I always thought the Ironwood was in the sweet spot because it gave it a lot of the upgrades of the Timberline. So it did a little bit better than like the Pro series. It gets a little hotter than the Pro series, has some nice features that the Pro series doesn't, but it's not crazy more expensive like the Timberline, the old Timberline, which was, you know, a little bit more. I'm getting to the new Timberline in a minute, getting ahead of myself a little bit. This was the sweet spot grill. I think this is the best grill that they make in this sort of pricing range. Now, why do we like Traeger? We like Traeger because they have a 3-year warranty. Their warranty's really good. It's 24/7. They have like a chat feature, they have a phone call feature. Here's the problem with pellet smokers, and this applies to every single one of them, whether you spend $500 or $8,000. They all need warranty, every one of them. Why do I say that? The way pellet smokers are designed is they're electronics, they're outside, they're by wood, they're dusty, and you have fans, control boards, auger motors. That's a recipe for warranty. I smell a warranty coming. That's what I smell. So anyways, you need good support through the brand that you buy. If you buy something without good support, you're gonna have problems. Traeger has been doing it the longest. They're one of the best. They have it really ironed out. Every time I say that, someone tells me some sort of horror story. I promise you, with how many grills they pump out, it's the exception. I'm sure there's some horror stories out there, but it's the exception to the rule. They're pumping out so many grills, you're just law of averages at that point. Nice powder coated finish. You could do this in the 650 or the 850. Has the D2 control, which is the brushless power motor, which is nice because you can back it out if you get a clog. It does have a pellet sensor standard now, which is really nice. So on the app, it's gonna tell you how full your pellets are. And this is another reason Traeger's in there, is I really like their app. A couple years ago, they had a problem with their server and it was giving me fits and a lot of customers fits. But I think their app is one of the best designed and easy to use, and it's really intuitive, and you can set up your grill super easy and it works really, really well. You know, when you're on the go and stuff, I think it's one of the easiest used app and one of the best designed apps as well. And of course, Traeger, they got awesome accessories, some of the most accessories out there. They actually have their new Traeger Provisions. I did a video on that where you kind of order a home meal kit and throw it in the smoker. It worked awesome. I loved it. We did the Wagyu brisket. Definitely give that a try. Okay, so we got insulated sidewalls. We got gasket material on the hood itself. And then we also get the downdraft in the back so we don't have a chimney here. And then that allows or enables super smoke. And then we have a hopper clean out right here. And the best part is you get all these features and it's not crazy. Like, you're not breaking the bank. I want to say, you know, it's a little over $1,000 or so, 1,000 something. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't like to talk price in my videos because they change. Real quick story. Chris and I did a video. Before Chris could even publish the video, the price changed. I wasn't even live on YouTube. And what I said in the video was obsolete. So go to our website, we include the links for that. That's where you can find the most up-to-date pricing. But this is a great, great buy, value purchase, because if you're looking for something a little more upgraded than just your traditional big box, which is gonna be like the Pro Series, this is a great little upgrade for yourself. And it's gonna last you a while, and Traegers are awesome. All right, let's get to number 4. Coming in at number 4, the Weber SmokeFire. I know, big controversy surrounding this guy. I'm gonna take a lot of heat for the Weber SmokeFire. Guys, I'm telling you, this grill takes a lot of heat. It's a really awesome smoker. Here's why. Gen 1, complete disaster. Weber just pooped their pants on that one. I don't know what happened, but the first one was just a nightmare. Mostly from like a media standpoint, like the feedback on it was terrible. All the influencers had nothing but problems with it. The hopper wouldn't bleed the pellets into the burn pot or the auger motor. Just like super basic stuff that should not have happened on Gen 1. They fixed it in Gen 2, and I really like this grill. Here's the problem, is I don't think Weber ever recovered. Like, the SmokeFire name or brand never recovered from what happened with Gen 1. And that's a shame, because it's a really cool grill, and I'm here to tell you guys about it. Why do I like it? Well, one, they fixed all those problems. I'm gonna talk about the grease situation in a second. But why would I rank this higher than the Traeger? A couple reasons. The biggest reason, out of all these grills in here, did you know that this one is the only one made in the United States? It's made in Illinois. So out of all the pellet smokers that we're reviewing today, this is the only one that's made here in America. So, you know, that's important to a lot of people. The other thing is they have sort of this baked on enamel, and it is completely scratch proof. We do our knife test all the time, but the good news is this thing is always gonna polish up nice. So no matter what, a little bit of spit shine, this thing's always gonna look good. Like I said, they fixed it. The Weber app, they use their app for their gas grills too. It works really well. It has a lot of content in it, has a lot of recipes in it. Its functionality wise works really well. Aesthetically, you know, this is more of not so much better, but I just think it's pretty slick looking. It looks really good. This is the 4 Series. It comes one size bigger. The EX6 is definitely more popular because it's not that much more expensive and you get a much bigger smoker. Also, by the way, we have the new SmokeFire coming out. Not allowed to talk about it, but stay tuned for a video on that. As soon as we get it, we'll be launching that. That's their new upgraded model, which I can't tell you about. That's why it's not in this video. All right, what else? Little things like the design. You've heard me talk about this. I love how the lid is reinforced here with these brackets. It just feels a lot more sturdy. And then also, the biggest thing with this grill is it gets hotter. So this is one of the only pellet smokers, not one of the only, because we're gonna review a few more. It gets up to 700 degrees. So to be able to get up to 700 degrees and sear is a big deal. Now here's part of the controversy that they had originally. And let me show you this. All right, so was another part of the problem that they had. Most pellet smokers sort of have a solid smoke shelf going all the way across. That does two things. It prevents direct flame from your meat, which is gonna overfire. It also is gonna help with grease management. So really the only way you could have a grease fire is if you let that pan just get coated in grease. Well, this, they sort of use the flavorizer bars out of their gas grill. And if you have meat or something really greasy right over the top of it, it could drop down by the burn pot and you can have some grease fires. So if you just took like some of these pans and just set them across here, that takes care of that problem. Now, I know you're saying, man, you're really just selling me on what should have been done right the first time. Here's what I would change about this grill. I think they should just give you sort of a cheaper, solid piece of metal that's removable. And when you're going low and slow, it just sets in here. And then when you want to sear, you just take that out and cook over direct flame, because a lot of other grills, which we're going to review, do that same thing. That would be the only thing I would change, is I wish they gave you something standard out of the box for that. But the fact that we can get up to 700 degrees and cook over relatively a direct flame is pretty cool. And then their ash clean out is really easy. So I really like the design of it, kind of being up in the front. It's really easy to manage that. So this is the Weber SmokeFire. And again, here's the bullet points on why it's rated so high, why it's even in the top 5. Made in the United States, can get up to 700 degrees, has a really nice porcelain baked on finish to it, enamel finish. And for what it is, for all those features, it's affordable. I think right now it's a little, like right around $1,000. There's not a lot. I know someone's gonna tell me something that there is, but there's not a lot on the market that's made in the United States, can get up to 700 degrees and is around $1,000. There just isn't. So this is why this is actually ranked as high as it is. So that's the Weber SmokeFire. Should we get to number 3? All right, let's get to number 3. Also, I forgot to mention, if you want full-length reviews, a lot of these I cook on in videos, and you want to see the full-length review, we'll include links for each one of these because I'm just kind of hitting bullet points right now. So we just reviewed this. This is the brand new debuted, the new Traeger Timberline. It's coming in at number 3. Now, here's where we're going to talk about my rankings versus maybe some other people out there, some other influencers or people that are reviewing pellet smokers. I forgot to mention in the outset, we also take in the context, like show them this stuff here, Chris. We take in the context of outdoor kitchens. So we're huge outdoor kitchen guys. We do as many outdoor kitchens as we do cart models. So the idea that we can do something in an outdoor kitchen space and a true built-in application affected our ratings too, because it's not just cart models. That would make a totally different top 5 versus something that we could do built-in. I say that because the new Traeger Timberline is a little more streamlined, where we can do this as a built-in. It has the, is it conduction? Is that what it's called? Yeah. It has the conduction side burner, which by the way is stinking awesome. We seared a tomahawk on that thing. Awesome. It was money. If you guys want to see that, watch the video. But essentially that side burner can go into an outdoor kitchen, and it's really streamlined to be able to be built in. Now, the thing is, and this was sort of a good and bad complaint I had, is it's not quite as streamlined and doesn't give you a true outdoor kitchen feel as the other two that we're going to talk about, which is part of the reason it ranked where it did in our ratings. I don't think it still gives you that authentic, like stainless steel outdoor kitchen feel, but I don't think Traeger's trying to do that. You know, I think they're trying to make a couple customers happy that want to do outdoor, but they're really catered towards, you know, the traditional cart model people. So what makes this new Timberline better? Well, one, the conduction side burner is stinking awesome. The grill itself still only gets to 500 degrees, but now we have an option to go much hotter if we need to sear, and it's still all electric. They have this really cool rail system where a bunch of attachments like this front shelf can attach to the rail. And then they have a new control board that's color, touchscreen, which is super helpful, and it syncs, again, like the Ironwood. The app system on it is awesome. Has a pellet sensor. We got more storage down here. We got tons of storage down below. And then on the inside, you can see we've cooked on it, so it's a bit of a mess, but we get a ton of vertical space in the grill itself. And then we have our stainless steel cooking grates as well, but we have a lot of room to work with in this grill. And then our ash clean out was improved too, which is down here. and you just push a button and pull that out. Again, a better, well-designed ash system. And then the other thing, which is cool, is you get 2 meter probes. So Traeger bought out Meter. If you're not familiar with Meter, you need to, because they're awesome. They're essentially wireless meat probes. They're $100 a piece. You get 2 of them with this guy, so you get a $200 value right there. And then what's super sweet is it's only on this grill, but those Meter meat probes, you don't have to use the separate Meter app. It actually syncs right into your machine itself, and those Meter wireless meat probes work directly with your Traeger app. So functionality-wise, it is on point. Like, it is awesome. What's the downside to this? Well, one, I mentioned, I don't think you get that true outdoor look, which isn't a bad thing. The other thing was, and this is the feedback we've gotten from clients, is it's pricey. Like, this is by far the most expensive grill or smoker that Traeger has ever produced. And they know that, but they're trying to make it high end. But I don't remember the exact price, but it almost doubled from the old Timberline. So it's definitely better than the old Timberline. But that's some of the feedback that we've gotten, is they don't know if it's necessarily worth double the price. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I think it's awesome. I would spring for it if I was just doing like a standalone cart model grill. I would definitely consider this because of the ease of use, user connectivity, and the better well-designed features, and that induction cooktop is awesome. And along those lines, this video is getting long-winded. But here's what else, why the type of shopper I would be if I was doing this grill. Pellet smokers in general, what they're sort of known for is a jack of all trades, master of none. Sometimes master of some, I guess you could say. But usually they get up to 500 and they can't sear. You know, they're more convenient and easier to use than charcoal, but they're not as fast and quick to use as a gas grill. But you get some of the flavor from like a charcoal or wood burner, but not quite as much infused flavor. So they sort of hit every box, but they're not like a master at each box. This grill, what's awesome about this grill is I would definitely consider this if I'm gonna have one machine. So if I wasn't gonna have a gas grill and then a charcoal grill next to it and then you know, like a skillet top or whatever, if I was only gonna have one piece of equipment, I would strongly consider this. Because I can smoke in here, I can bake in here, I can get up to 500 degrees in here, but then when I need high heat, when I need ripping heat for my side burner, I got it. So you wouldn't have to stray far from this machine as like an all-in-one. That's where I think this thing really checks a lot of boxes. All right, should we get to number 2? All right, let's get to number 2. All right, so our last 2, again, these were rated with the context of true outdoor kitchens. Both of these models in number 2, this is the Memphis Pro series. We have the Memphis Pro and the Memphis Elite. They're the exact same machines, just the Elite is bigger. This one's on a cart, but you can do a true, like authentic, built-in outdoor kitchen look, which I think adds a lot of value to a lot of our clients. This is the new redesigned model. All right, with the redesigned model, we got a better touchscreen control system. We also got upgraded to interior lighting. And then on the cart model, of course, this wouldn't apply to built-in. These shelves pull out this way instead of folding up. But here's what makes the Memphis so sweet. It's 304 construction. And then we have very, very heavy duty cooking grates. So I would say out of all 5 of these, this is probably the most heavy duty, or like the most robust, the beefiest. And then we get a meat probe, and look at this meat probe. Here's the problem with wired meat probes. They all go bad, every single one of them. See this wire here? And all of them use it. These things fray and they stop working right away. Look at this meat probe. Now, you don't buy this thing because of the meat probe, but the fact that it's, you know, coated in this wire, or not wire, this metal, it's gonna hold up really well. But here's what's cool. We talked about the Weber getting up to 700 degrees. This grill does too, and they have an attachment, which is kind of what I wish Weber would have done. But again, this grill's a lot more expensive than the Weber. That's why it's in here. You take this out, then we can cook over direct flame by dropping in this insert. And now we can be 700 degrees over direct flame. So when you want to sear those tomahawks or whatever you're doing, you can do that. This grill also has Wi-Fi, fully gasketed. So it's just heavy duty monster, but it's expensive. It's definitely quite expensive. But if you want that true sort of high-end outdoor built-in look with Wi-Fi, this would definitely be something I would take a look at. The Beale Street, which is sort of their budget model, stay away from that. Personally, not a fan. I think they've tried to dabble into lower price points, but the heart of this company has been high-end luxury grills. And there's nothing wrong with the Beale Street, but I would just save those budget models for other products. I mean, if you're buying a Memphis, just get the high-end one, ignore the Beale Street, just my opinion. All right, should we get to number one? All right, here's number one, and it's gonna be the Coyote. Now, I'll tell you why I ranked it higher than the Memphis, but let me just tell you some things I like about it. Much like the Memphis, we can do a full cart model or a built-in. So it comes in a 28-inch or a 36-inch. This is the bigger 36-inch model. We do get a nice touchscreen display as well, and then it has like a nice little lock feature right here. We have 3 probe options. Doesn't come with them. That's kind of annoying. You got to buy those separate. But check this out. We also get interior lighting in the grill, and it has a few features that Memphis doesn't have that I like. One, we have spring-assisted hood, so that's definitely handy. Why lift up a heavy hood if you don't have to? Duh. And then also, that you get more warming racks, and you can kind of configure them in different ways. And then check this out. We actually get the laser cut cooking grate. So I think the cooking grates are a little bit nicer in the Coyote. And again, the Coyote also gets up to 700 degrees. Look at that, it has a similar tool. You can swap that out and then put in your other inset if you want to cook over direct flame. So a lot of the way it's gonna cook is gonna be very, very similar. So why would I rank this higher? Oh, I forgot to say what it doesn't have. The only bummer, and I'm sure they'll eventually do it, but this thing needs Wi-Fi. It does not have Wi-Fi controls. So there's no way to control this grill on Wi-Fi. So if that's important to you and you're doing an outdoor kitchen, you probably have to go with the Memphis. So no Wi-Fi, that's the only drag about it. It's definitely a little bit lighter weight than the Memphis. I don't think it's as quite as well built. I mean, I haven't seen any like manufacturer flaws on it or anything, but the Memphis just seems a little beefier to me. So why would I rank it number one? Honestly, plain and simple, outside of Wi-Fi and maybe just not being as physically as heavy, it has some nice upgrades like the spring assisted hood and the cooking grates, and it's gonna cook the same as the Memphis. And you guys know me, like I'm all luxury. I love high-end stuff, it's like my favorite. But I have to see value in it. Like I see value in the Memphis, it's just this is considerably cheaper, like thousands cheaper. And so I'm not seeing thousands of dollars of more product, even though I think this grill's a little bit nicer. It's just, this is checking all the boxes for me. We can do it in an outdoor kitchen. We have interior lighting. We can cook at 700 degrees. It's 304 stainless. And it's not outrageous. It's expensive and it's gonna be on the high end, but it's not absurd. So that's why this sort of ranks number one for me, is it does everything the Memphis does minus Wi-Fi for considerably less. And it hasn't been out as long as Memphis, that is true. But since we've been selling this, which is 3 years or so, I really haven't filed or heard too many of my customers calling and complaining. So thing is, when there's a product that's not good, I hear about it. Like customers call and complain. Rightfully so, if they got something that's not working. I don't like to sell stuff that doesn't work. I don't like to put it in customers' hands if it's not a good product. So, you know, we would know about it if it's not doing well. So there's the top 5. This was a long video. Just to repeat, we got the Ironwood and the Weber at 5 and 4. And I think both of those, to sort of subcategorize the top 5, those are my 2 choices, like on a cart around $1,000. Those are the best 2 out there. If American made's important to you, you definitely just go right to the Weber. So those 2 are like the best for the money, so to speak. Then we have the new Timberline, and I think for an all-in-one machine, like if you just want a beast of a grill and you're only gonna have one grill to do everything, smoke, bake, grill, sear, this is the grill for you. Then if you just want like a luxury cart model or if you're going into that full built-in stainless steel outdoor kitchen look, you're either going to choose the Memphis or the Coyote. The Coyote is a little bit friendlier on the wallet. The Memphis is a little bit heavier duty, but it's going to be considerably more. There's my top 5. Stay tuned till next time. We'll see you guys soon.